Visible or not? So here we have to find out current through 2 ohm resistor by using superposition theorem. So what we have to do? First we have to consider only voltage source. Okay, by keeping voltage source and other source is inactive. So current source is inactive means current is equal to 0. Other source is inactive means, for example, we another source is voltage is there, voltage is inactive. So here current is inactive means I is equal to 0. One voltage source, one source should be active, remaining sources inactive. So V is equal to 30 and current is equal to 0. Okay. So what is the meaning of inactive? Inactive means dead. It is not available. Okay. For example, here voltage source is inactive means we are making as short circuit. On the voltage source we are written, on the voltage source we are written short circuit. Okay, in previous problem, okay, that voltage source is replaced by, but here not only 30 volts, any voltage source. So current source is available. Current source is converted into dead or inactive. Means we have to remove. Means see, you can write down as erase current source, erase current source in the diagram. In the diagram. So means by applying this condition, V is equal 30, current is equal 0. Okay, we have to apply. What is our aim? Only one source should be present. Remaining source are inactive. Okay, so voltage source is present. V is equal 30, current is equal 0. Okay, it means there is no current flowing here. There is no current flowing. Current is equal to 0. So it means the circuit is remodified as 1 ohm, 2 ohm and plus minus 30 voltage source. So here we have, so current is how much? 10. So when we consider only voltage source, current source is 0, the current is I is equal to 10. So this is step 1. Okay, so step 1 current is 10. So kindly note down, listen and note down. This is the first step. In previous problem also we have done same, but there is a voltage source. What we have done? Short circuited. Like this we have done, short circuited. Voltage source is there, short circuited. Current source is there, you have to erase. Okay, it is not visible, erase. Okay. Next step, current source is present, voltage source is absent. It means 1 amp source is available. Voltage source is short circuited. Voltage source is short circuited. Okay, what is the meaning? Draw the line. Draw the line. So circuit will remodify. Find out what is the current in 2 ohm resistor. How can you find out what is the current in 2 ohm resistor? What is the current in 2 ohm resistor? Do you note it down? Step 2. Step 2 you write down here. Step 2. voltage source is 0. Our aim, only one source must be present, remaining all other sources inactive. Each step we are doing same thing. One voltage source is present, remaining source is inactive. So here voltage source is inactive. And current is present. How much? 1 amp. 1 amp is flowing in the circuit. Now voltage source is inactive means, see, the circuit is remodified as like this. So after applying this condition, step 2 condition, the circuit is modified like this. Now find out what the current in 2 ohm resistor. Hmm. Find out what the current in 2 ohm resistor. How can you find out? How can you find out current in 2 ohm resistor? Hmm? How much current is flowing here? Huh? So the current flowing in this 2 ohm resistor is I into opposite resistance 1 by total resistance. The current in 2 ohm resistor is equal to total current flowing through the elements into opposite resistance 1 by algebraic sum of the resistances which are in parallel. So this is equal to 1 into 1 by 3. So that is 1 by 3. How much it is? 1 by 3. 0.33. So this is step 2 current. Step 2 current. So add both currents, that is step 1 current and step 2 current, that will become RHS. RHS is equal to step 1 current 10 amps, step 2 current 0.33. So this is nothing but 10.33 is the current through 2 ohm resistor by using superposition theorem. Okay, we have to do like this. We have done two problems where only voltage source is present, right? Okay, RHS, only one voltage source is present. How can we find out this? Only other voltage source is present, but the current in particular element. Applying mesh analysis or applying current division rule or voltage division rule. Okay, right. Here voltage source is 0. Okay, so this is the way of doing. In previous problem also we have done current in step 1 plus current in step 2. Okay, so I have already shared the notes of mesh analysis. Okay, mesh analysis I have also shared last week. No, no sharing. Okay, okay, okay. Now Hello. Now we'll move to the AC fundamentals. Okay, AC fundamentals. So AC means alternating wave. Okay, AC means alternating current. So I said that. So it is a sine wave. You know sine wave? Sine 0, 0. Sine 90, 1. 180, 0. 370, minus 1. And 2 pi. Sine 2 pi, 0. So generally alternating wave. What is meant by here? We have to know basic terminology. What is meant by cycle? What is meant by time period? What is meant by alt alternating wave? What is meant by symmetrical wave? What is meant by what is meant by maximum value? What is meant by average value? What is meant by RMS value? What is meant by form factor? What is meant by peak factor? Okay. So these are the definitions we have to know, which is for 2 marks. Okay, which is for 2 marks. So these all parameters pertains to alternating wave. Alternating wave. Hello. So here
ఎవర్రా అరిసింది? బలిసిందా? సెమినార్‌లో ఉన్నారు మీరు. కొద్దిగా బిహేవ్ చేయండి.
your audio also will record here. It is a live session.
కెమెరాస్ ఊరకనే కాదు ఉంది. ఆడియో కూడా రికార్డ్ అవుద్ది.
It's a live session. It will record. Live session it is. Now here, what is meant by what is meant by first thing? What is meant by cycle? What is meant by cycle? So actually, we are saying it is a wave. What is the meaning of wave? What is meaning of wave? Okay, wave means it has the magnitude with respect to time. Wave is nothing but in y in y ordinate we are having magnitude. In x ordinate we are having time. Okay, so anything, it is a wave. It is a wave. It is a wave. Okay, it is a wave. It's a wave. So simple. These are all waves. What is meant by this wave? Every wave having the y coordinate and X coordinate always you can take a time r with respect to angular velocity, that is theta. You can take time omega t or theta. Okay. So which is having the ordinate y. So magnitude we are having magnitude, magnitude. Whether it may be positive value, may be negative value also. No need to worry for this. Okay. So here it is a wave. Wave means which is having the magnitude on the y-axis and the x-axis is angle or time. Generally, the definition of wave generally. Okay. So here, what is mean by with respect to this alternating quantity? What is mean by cycle? What is mean by cycle? See here, if you see this, it a positive value, it's a negative value, then again it will get positive value, then negative value. So this wave will rotate from positive value to negative, positive value to negative, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so cycle means one set, one set of positive value and negative value. Set of positive values and negative values is defined as cycle. Okay, cycle definition is set of one one positive and one negative. Okay, so we are saying alternating wave. What is the meaning of alternating wave? Alternating wave, see second, third one, alternating wave. What is the meaning of alternating wave means? See, here these are not alternating waves. These are not alternating waves. These 1, 2, 3, 4 are not alternating waves, whereas this is alternating. What is the meaning of alternating? A wave which is having the positive magnitude as well as negative magnitude. Positive magnitude and negative magnitude. So, for example, plus 1, minus 1, plus 10, minus 10, plus 8, minus 8, plus 3, minus 3. With respect to y-axis, see here, here we are having some magnitude plus value. Here, same magnitude minus. Okay, positive values, negative value, positive value, negative value, positive value, negative value. So, a wave which consisting of positive value and a negative value is known as alternating wave. Alternating is nothing but changing. What changing? Magnitude changing as positive and negative. Positive and negative. So here see we are getting positive value. What is the value? V value. Okay. With respect to time, what is the value? This is positive value. This is negative value. This is positive value. So this is negative value. Okay, so this is nothing but here altering positive value is changing with a negative value is changing now positive value with respect to time or angle, it is a negative value, positive value. So alternating wave means the wave which has positive magnitude or positive value and a negative value. Okay, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and so on. Altering, changing as positive, negative, or negative, positive, negative, positive. But it has to be changed the positive values to negative values. Okay, that is meaning of alternating wave. So cycle is nothing but one set of complete one set, only one set is a one set. Again it is rotating here. Okay, and so on and so on. So we'll take only one set. One set means here positive, negative. So this is nothing but cycle. Okay, so here cycle is nothing but one set of complete positive and negative is known as cycle. So wave has cycle. So what is the different? What is the value? This one it is in the time. It is in, we can say it is a time period. Okay, it has cycle. So now this cycle is complete in a time period. What is that? T, capital T. So what is the definition of time period now? Time period is nothing but time taken to complete one cycle. Time period is nothing but here we are having one cycle. It is starting here. Starting here we are getting maximum value and 0, negative maximum value 0. What is the time taken to complete from here to here? How much? 2 pi. So time period is how much now? So one cycle completes in a 2 pi time, 2 pi angle. So time period is nothing but, okay, the time taken to complete one cycle. One cycle, what is the time it is taking? Some time is taking. That time is nothing but 2 pi. Here you are represented. Again it is repeating. No need to worry about repeating. But one set of cycle, what is the time it is taking? We have to take. That is 2 pi. Time taken to complete one cycle is nothing but time period. Okay, cycle is nothing but the set of positive and negative. Only one set. One set of positive and negative values of the any wave. Okay, here alternating wave. Okay, and time period, time taken to complete one cycle is known as time period. Alternating wave means a wave which is having positive values and negative values. Positive values, negative values is known as alternating wave. Now what is meant by symmetrical wave, unsymmetrical wave? What is meant by symmetrical wave, unsymmetrical wave? Okay, see, symmetrical wave means, so this sine wave can be called as symmetrical wave. Sine wave can be called as sine wave, cos wave, tan wave is called as symmetrical wave. What is the meaning of symmetrical? How can you define symmetrical wave? Symmetrical means the wave which is having equal in positive values and equal in negative values. For example, see, I am drawing, it is a sine wave, it is one of the symmetrical. What is the meaning of equal in? Means equal in positive, equal in negative. Okay, you can say the area about the positive, area about the negative is equal. Equal in magnitude, equal in value, equal in area also. Okay, right. I'm drawing one more. Positive value, negative value, positive value, negative value. So what is the meaning of symmetrical? The wave which is having equal in positive values, having equal in positive and equal in negative. So see, positive value equal, negative value. What happens? For example, here if you take Vm, here you will take minus Vm. Okay, it is 0, it is 0. Here increasing, here negative increasing. Increasing, decreasing, and negative increasing and decreasing, getting maximum. Okay, so equal area, you can say equal in positive value area, equal in negative value area. Okay, you can say this is the symmetrical way. This here also same, positive value, the area of positive value is equal to area of negative value, or equal in positive values, equal in negative values. Okay, this is nothing but symmetrical wave. Symmetrical wave. Next one is asymmetrical wave. Asymmetrical wave means positive value. Negative value we are not having. Again, positive value. Negative value we are not having. Positive value. So what is the meaning of symmetrical? Equal in positive value, equal in negative value. Negative value is there? No. Negative value is 0. Positive value, for example, if we say V, negative value 0. Negative value, we are not having any negative value. Positive value is plus V. Negative value, no, 0. So they are not equal. V is equal 0, not equal. So the waves which is not having equal values in positive as well as not equal to negative, then we can say it is a unsymmetrical waveform. Okay. Otherwise you can draw like this also. This is unsymmetrical. Why? Because it doesn't have the negative value. Doesn't have the negative value or not equal to positive value is not equal to positive value is equal to positive value is not equal to negative value. Okay. So one more unsymmetrical waveform also I am drawing. See, here we are having positive value, negative value, positive value, negative value, positive value, negative value we are having. But positive value is not equal to negative value. So this is about unsymmetrical wave. So these all definitions will come for 2 marks. Otherwise, 5 definition will ask in a long answer question. Define the following terms. Define the following terms. He may ask anyone. Okay. Now, one more thing. Frequency. Do you know about frequency? Write down 11th one also. Frequency. So these are the all terms. What is the definition of frequency? Frequency. Time taken to complete. Uh, that is time period. Number of cycles per second. Okay. Frequency is nothing but number of cycles per second. Number of cycles per second means, for example, 1 second you take time. Okay, how many cycles it's completing in 1 second? For example, see, frequency is nothing but here we are having like this. What is the time now? For example, you can take it is a time 1 second. How many cycles? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can say it is a how many cycles we are completing in 1 second? 5 cycles. So what is the frequency generally? 5 Hz. So frequency is measured in Hz. So what is the meaning of frequency? Number of, okay, what is the meaning? Okay, number of cycles completes in a 1 second. How many number of cycles which is completing in a 1 second? Number of cycles per second is known as frequency. Number of cycles per second is known as frequency. Simple thing. Okay. So this is about cycle, time period, frequency, alternating wave, symmetrical wave, unsymmetrical wave. Now, so maximum value, average value, RMS, form factor, peak factor. So this we are having the derivation. Okay. See, if you observe this above diagram, above sine wave, we are representing now. So here, see the value here. Y-axis value, x-axis time or angle. Okay, time or angle. Y-axis value. Maybe with respect to electrical engineering, you can take a voltage, current, power. Okay, any basic parameters are voltage or current or you can take power. So these three values you can take as a y ordinate. Okay, x-axis, x ordinate maybe omega t or theta angle. You can represent anything. Okay, right. So now what is meant by maximum value? What is the meaning of maximum value? So it is a sine wave or we can say it is a alternating wave. Alternating wave. Okay, maximum or alternating quantity. Maximum value. What is the other name? Peak value. Peak. Peak is nothing but what is the meaning of English meaning? Peak is nothing but maximum. What is the meaning of maximum value? It is the highest parameter, highest value of the waveform. Maximum value means highest value of the waveform. So here see, what is the highest value now? Highest value. Here we are having 0, it is increasing, increasing. Here we are getting maximum value. Yes? And then it is getting 0. Negative maximum. Okay. So this maximum value here we can denote it as C. If voltage is there, you can denote as Vm. Voltage maximum. What is the meaning of Vm? Voltage maximum. Here you can write negative maximum minus Vm. Positive Vm and negative Vm. So a waveform has the maximum value. Okay. A waveform has the 0 value. Yes? 0. What is the value here? 0. At pi, 0. At 2 pi, 0. Yes? So a waveform has 0 value. A waveform has maximum value. A waveform has negative value. Negative. Negative means negative maximum. Okay. So it means, for example, if we take a 10 voltage plus 2, it is rotating 10 voltage plus 2 minus 10 voltage plus. With respect to time. With respect to time, it is rotating now. It is rotating. Okay. So a waveform has maximum value. What is the meaning of maximum value? What is the meaning of maximum value? A highest value of the waveform. Not only this wave, any wave. Highest value of the waveform is known as maximum value, which is represented as Vm. Vm means voltage maximum. Okay. If current is there, how can you represent current? Im. What is the meaning? Im? Maximum current. Maximum current. Okay. So it is maximum value. So now instantaneous value. Instantaneous value. Instantaneous value. What do you mean by instantaneous value? The value of the waveform at any instant of time or at any instant of angle. So for example, if we take instantaneous value, what is the meaning of here instantaneous? With respect to x-axis we have to take. So for example, you can say here at instant 0 degrees. What is the value? 0. So at instant of 0 degrees, 0 value. At instant of 90 degrees. What is the value? 1 or Vm? You can say here. What is the value? Vm. Okay, 90 degrees or pi by 2. So, instantaneous value means with respect to time you have to take. With respect to time or with respect to angle you have to take. Okay, so instantaneous value means the value or the magnitude of the waveform at any instant of time or at any instant of angle, theta or omega t. Okay, right. So here I already am writing here omega t. Omega t can be written as omega. Omega means 2 pi f t. This is the one formula. Kindly note down this one. Omega t is equal to 2 pi f t. Okay. So here t get cancelled. So here if you write omega is equal to 2 pi f. So f is equal to omega by 2 pi. Okay. You can get always this formula. You have to use in the formula. Otherwise you note down omega is nothing but 2 pi f. Omega t 2 pi f t. So where here what I mean by f? F is nothing but frequency. Frequency of the supply. So at any instant, okay. Now maximum value is over, instantaneous value is over. Now what is meant by average value? What is meant by average value? Average value. So you tell me what is the average value of this? Average value of alternating quantity. Average value of alternating quantity. Okay. So Vm maximum value, instantaneous value, average value. For this wave, what is our average value? What is the average value for this sine wave? What is the average value for this sine wave? Otherwise, mathematics formula. What is average formula? Mathematics formula, average formula. Sum of observations by total number of observations. For example, if you say, okay, for marks, percentage. How can you calculate percentage? Number of marks obtained by the individual subjects by total number of subjects. Yes, that is nothing but percentage. That means average you will get. Average means always number of total number of observations by total individual. How many observations you are having, you have to add by how many numbers it has. And now here see what is the average value now here for sine wave. By applying that formula, you tell me 0 by anything is 0. Okay, right. Here see the observations maybe you can write in with respect to mathematics only. You can write 0, you can write plus 1, you can write 0, okay, and you can write minus 1, and you can write 0, and you can write plus 1, and you can write 0, you can write minus 1. So sine wave means only the observations are this one only. In between this also you are getting positive values is equal to negative values. For example, you are having plus 1 by 2, you may get minus 1 by 2 also. If you write plus 3 by 2, you can get minus 3 by 2. What happens actually? Plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 like this. So equal in, it is a symmetrical wave. Symmetrical wave, okay, for symmetrical wave Average value is 0. Why? Because here see, positive value, negative, they are equal in magnitude. Plus 1 minus 1 0, plus 2 minus 2 0, plus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 0. Okay, that's why. So actually average value of the symmetrical waveforms is 0. That's why here we have to get some value. For alternating quantity we have to get the value. So here if we are taking positive value, negative value, we are getting average value is equal to 0. Okay, so in order to avoid this difficulty, what we have to do, instead of finding the average value for the total alternating total cycle, you have to take only half cycle, half cycle, half cycle you have to take half cycle. Okay, half cycle means instead of taking 2 pi, you take a pi. Instead of taking pi, you have to take a 2 pi. Okay, that is cycle. So you will get this derivation average value of alternating quantity as the long answer question, not 1 mark question, 2 mark question, long answer question you will get. Okay, average value of alternating quantity. So here keep in mind that for symmetrical wave, symmetrical waves, symmetrical waves, we have to calculate average value for for half cycle instead of full cycle. Okay, so this average value will get the average value of sine wave is 2 Vm by pi or 2 Im by pi. Okay, we'll calculate this for now. So before going to calculate this average value of the sine wave, so how can we represent this total? So here I have represented only one cycle, but sine wave which is having infinity time, omega t is infinity. So we have to represent this one with respect to general formula. This waveform, sine wave or alternating waveform, have to represent into general formula. How can we represent this general formula? So here see, V is equal to voltage of the alternating quantity always. This I am representing this wave. Not only one cycle, it is having infinity cycles. Can be written as how much maximum value we are having? Vm. What is this waveform we can call? Sine. What is the time it is making? Omega t. Or you can write Vm sine theta. So any AC voltage represented as Vm sine omega t, Vm sine theta. If we are having Im sine omega t or Im sine theta. For DC we cannot have the sine thetas omega t. For DC always I is equal to I value only. DC is having constant magnitude. It is not changing, it is not alternating, it is a constant value. That's why we have done all problems with respect to DC source, 20 voltage source, 30 voltage source. For that, we have taken resistor and we completed the different type of problems. For a DC, we are not having the positive values, negative values. Here we are having positive values, negative values. Yes. So it is a alternating one. It is a sine wave. Alternating current AC is nothing but alternating wave. Okay, which is having positive values, negative values, maximum value, average value, RMS value, form factor, peak factor. So these are all parameters we have to derive for the alternating quantity. For DC we are not having this much of parameter. Only one value, 10 voltage source, yes. Whereas AC, no, it doesn't have only one value. We are having these much of values. Okay, maximum value, instantaneous value, average value, RMS value. Okay, and a peak factor, and a peak factor, and a form factor. Okay, right. So general representation of any voltage or current can be written as Vm sin omega t. So this wave form not only 2 pi, it is having omega t, theta. Theta is you can substitute as 0, 90, 180, 270, 360, 300, 400, 500, 600. So I have represented in general term. Okay, what is omega here? 2 pi f. Omega is nothing but 2 pi f. Okay, right. So now, okay, this is the representation of any sine wave formula, voltage or current. Okay, right. Now we are finding the average value of the sine wave. Average value of sine wave. So generally, how can we calculate the area of the wave? How can you calculate the area of the wave? How can you calculate the area of the wave? Simple. Area of the wave with respect to magnitude. We have to integrate from 0 to one cycle or time period by total time period. Okay, so here generally I am writing now. You can take V average or you can take I average, same. Okay, V average is equal to formula for a half wave, for a half cycle. Half cycle means pi, 1 by pi, 1 by pi. So 1 by pi is nothing but it is a time period, time period. So this is denominator, not numerator, denominator 1 by pi. Okay, into we have to integrate with respect to 0 to pi. What is this waveform? How can we represent this one? Vm sin theta d theta. Okay, or you can represent this one as a sin omega t d omega t. That is up to you. Whether you will write theta or omega t, that is up to you. Omega t or theta, you can represent. If it is omega t, you have to differentiate this with respect to d omega t or d theta. Okay, right. So for simple, I have taken as 1 by pi integral 0 to pi Vm sin omega t d theta. Okay, so it is general formula. It is numerator value. What is the numerator value? Vm sin omega t. AC, how can we represent AC formula? Vm sin omega theta or Vm sin theta. Vm sin theta, we have to integrate from 0 to pi only you have to integrate. Half cycle you have to take for average value. We are finding average value now. Okay, right. So here Vm is a constant, so I am bringing outside of the integration. So Vm by pi. Now integral 0 to pi sin theta d theta. Okay. Now here Vm by pi is a constant. So now integrate. Integration of sine theta minus cos theta. Integration, I am integrating sine theta. Sine theta d theta is nothing but minus cos theta. Okay, after this we have to apply pi and 0. Okay, so which will become Vm by pi minus cos pi minus cos 0. What is the value? Tell me. Vm by pi cos pi minus 1, minus into minus plus 1, minus of cos 0, minus of minus cos 0 plus 1. Okay, so now here we will get a 2 Vm by pi. So this is V average, or same, in place of V you can use I. So I average is equal to 2Im by pi. 2Im by pi. You can use V. In place of V you simply replace I. I average is equal to Im sin omega t. V average is equal to Vm sin omega t. So this is a, you will get a, as a long answer question. Long answer question. Derive the average value of alternating quantity. Derive the RMS value of the alternating quantity. Okay, it's very very important. Kindly note down. So what is the value of 2 by pi? 2 Vm by pi. What is the value of 2 by pi? Use the calculator and tell me. Use pi means 22 by 7. Not 180 degrees. 22 by 7. 0.60 ఎంతనో వస్తుంది చూడండి. 0. Yes. Here, if we convert, no need to convert. If you want to convert, you can write down here this one as 0.636 Vm. Yes? Can I say average value of alternating quantity is 63 percentage of maximum value? 0.636 Vm. Vm is the maximum value. Maximum value into 0.366, 0.636. So I can say 63 percentage of maximum value is nothing but average value. If you take it is 100%, it's the maximum, it is having 100%. What is the 63%? Here. You will get average value here. Not 50%, 63%. So 63 percentage of maximum value is nothing but how much it is? 63.6 percentage of maximum value. Maximum value, voltage maximum value of alternating quantity will become average value. Okay, how much percentage? 63 percentage. Generally, for alternating wave or symmetrical waveforms, average value is 0, but we are not taking average value is 0. It is a 63 percentage. Okay, if you take it is a 100 marks, 100 marks you are having. What is the average value? Directly it is a 63 percentage. 63. Out of 100, how many marks he got? Average 63. Like that you have to tell. So average value of alternating quantity always has the 63 percentage of maximum value. If maximum value is 100, 0.636 into 100. If maximum value is 200, average value is 200 into 0.636. Like that you have to multiply average value. So this is the formula you have to use, average value. So Vm he will give, what is the value of Vm? 100 he will give. 200 he will give, 300 he will give. What is the average value? 0.636 into Vm. Simple formula. So kindly note down, this formula is very, very important with respect to problems as well as with respect to, okay, derivation. Okay. So average value is over. Now RMS value. What is the meaning of RMS value? RMS value of RMS value of alternating quantity. Okay. Now we find out RMS value of alternating quantity, and after that, after derivation, we'll define what is meant by RMS value. Okay. So for DC, how many values we are having? For DC, how many values we are having? For DC, only one value, 10 voltage source, 15 voltage source. But AC, generally we are saying how much voltage for our house or this institution? 230 voltage. It is AC? Yes. 230 voltage, AC voltage we are having. What about this AC voltage? Is it maximum value? 230 is the maximum value. 230 is the instantaneous value. 230 is the average value. Which value? 230 voltage AC. Alternating quantity 230 we are getting. All household single phase we are having 230 voltage. Which value? It is AC one. Which value? Huh? Maximum value? Average value? Which value? So that value 230 voltage is nothing but it is a RMS value. RMS value 230 voltage is RMS value. Okay. RMS value. Okay. Now we'll define what is meant by RMS. What is meant by RMS meaning? We'll understand later. It has very big definition. Okay. So before going to discuss about this, what is meant by RMS? First derive what is the value. What is the value? See what is meant by R here? R means root. M mean. S square. What is the other name of average? Average is nothing but mean, you can say. Mean is nothing but average value. Yes. Other name of average is mean. So root mean square value is known as RMS value. Root mean square. So with respect to mathematics we are doing. That's why we are given this name. Okay. Mean value is there. Mean value. Average value is there. Where is the average value formula? This one. Average value formula, this one. What we have to do this? Mean square roots, which will become RMS. See, I'm deriving RMS value now. RMS value. VRMS is equal to root mean. Okay. Root mean square. Root mean is the mean formula. V average square. So I have applied the name here, root mean square. root. Mean is nothing but 1 by pi integral 0 to pi Vm sin omega t d omega dt. Square. Square means for the magnitude we have to square. So Vm sin theta whole square. Okay. So now if we derive this one, if we solve this one, we'll get this value. We'll get this value. Okay. Right. So here see root okay. 1 by pi is okay. Integral 0 to pi. So sine square means Vm square sine square theta d theta. Okay, right. Now see, I am bringing this 1 by root pi. 1 by root pi I am bringing out. Okay, root. Otherwise, if you feel difficulty, okay. So 1 by pi. So Vm square is a constant bringing out of integration. So Vm square. It is a constant we can bring out of the integration. So integral 0 to pi sine square theta of a d theta. Okay. So now with respect to mathematics is concerned, how can we write sine square theta? Sine square theta. Huh? So I am removing square here. I have to convert this one into only sine or only cos. So sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos, no, cos 2 theta by 2. We can write like this. Okay. Here our aim is to convert only cos or sine. So sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. Okay. Right. Now here substitute this one. Vm square by pi integral 0 to pi 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2 dt. Okay. Okay. Now I am separating this 1 by 2 separating minus cos 2 theta I am separating. Okay. See, I am not applying integration, I am separating now. Root Vm square by pi integral 0 to pi 1 by 2 d theta minus integral 0 to pi minus I am applying here. Otherwise, okay, cos 2 theta d theta. Okay. So here now I'm separating, I'm dividing this term 1 by 2 integration and cos 2 theta integration. Okay, right. Now Vm square by pi. Here, if you apply here, what it will become? Theta by 2 of a pi 0. Yes? Yes? Minus cos 2 theta. How can you write down cos 2 theta? Integration of cos 2 theta. Integration of cos 2 theta. Huh? Sin 2 theta by 2. Yes? Pi 0. Okay. Okay. Now integration we have done. Integration we have done. Integration of 1 by 2 d theta is theta. We have to apply pi and 0. Integration of cos 2 theta is sin 2 theta by 2. Is it correct? Cos 2 theta minus sin 2 theta by 2 is correct? Alright. Now, Vm square by pi by 2 minus 0. Yes? Pi by 2 minus 0 by 2, 0. Okay. Minus this one how much? Sin pi. Sin 2 pi. How much sin 2 pi? 0. Sin 2 pi by 0. Sin 0 how much? 0. So 0 minus 0. 0. Okay. Note down kindly. Can I erase that? After that what will get? Tell me now. Vm by root 2 will get. Okay. This one I am erasing. Right side. You have to note down. Vrms is equal to under root of 1 by pi integral 0 to pi Vm sin theta d theta half whole square. This one only one sentence I have removed. Okay, only one sentence I have removed. After this one only. RMS value of sine wave. Okay, after this you can write here also. This okay. This is pi will get cancelled. Okay, Vm square root will get cancelled. We'll get a 2 root. So Vm by root. So 1 by root 2. How much 1 by root 2? 1 by root 2. 1 by 1.141. What is the 1 by root 2? 1 by root 2 you tell me value. Okay. Now after this, okay. What is the 1 by root 2 value? Huh? 1 by root 2. Huh? 0.707 Vm. Okay. It means 70% will get a RMS value. Okay. Average value 63%. It means we are taking only, we are not taking maximum value. Generally 230 volts will say for our household will get 230 voltage of AC. It is a single phase for any station, any industry. Single phase 230 voltage of single phase AC voltage means here you are taking 70% of maximum value. The 230 is nothing but 70% of maximum value we are taking. Okay. So this is about average value and RMS value. Okay. So we will get a average value for 5 marks and RMS value for 5 marks. Right. After this, After this, form factor. What is the formula for form factor? VRMS. It's a ratio of RMS value to the average value. So I said always VM or you can write IM. Okay, IRMS also. What is the formula for IRMS? IRMS is nothing but IM by root 2. Okay, only V, the name V is replaced with I. Okay, right. VRMS by V average. It is the ratio of VRMS by V average. Is nothing but form factor. Okay, what is the RMS value now? What is the RMS value? 0.707 VM by average value 0.636 VM. What is this value now? 1.11. No, VM will not get. So form factor of alternating quantity always 1.11. Where we have to use this form factor? This form factor is used in a transformer. Okay. What is the use of this form factor? It is the alternating quantity. Okay. In a transformer, okay, we can use form factor. Why we have to use? Why we have to use in the transformer? Why we have to use? Okay, in order to in order to get the voltage equation of transformer. Not only here, but we can use different places. But with respect to your cell bus, you can use here. What is the use actually? Why we are finding form factor? Okay, so this form factor we are using in the finding of voltage equation of the transformer. Why? Because in the cell bus you are having transformer. Okay, in the transformer you can use this form factor. Form factor is 1.11. Now other one is peak factor. Peak factor. So peak factor is nothing but it's a ratio of maximum to the average value. See maximum to average value. Hmm. Maximum to the average value. Maximum value and average value. So maximum value, only maximum value. What is the average value? Average value 0.636 VM. So VM will get 1.0.636 is nothing but how much? 1.414. Huh? 1.57 కాదమ్మా. So peak factor is nothing but VM by average value only. ఎట్లా చేస్తున్నాను? No, not average value. It is RMS value. Maximum value to RMS value. So RMS is nothing but 0.707 VM. So here 1.414. This is correct. So peak factor is 1.414. Okay. So this peak factor we are not using in any machines. Just note down this one. Okay. So with respect to alternating quantity, so these are the main terms and derivations with respect to alternating quantity. Okay. So this, as far as your syllabus is concerned, sir ఒకసారి ఆ సిలబస్ ఒకసారి చేయండి. సిలబస్ ఫస్ట్ పేజ్ చెప్పా కదా. So kindly see the syllabus with respect to alternating quantities. అందులో చెప్పా కదా అదొక్కసారి. So in unit 1 DC circuits is over. DC circuits is over. Okay, we dealt with Ohm's law, definition of బ్లూ కలర్లో ఉంది చూడండి. బ్లూ కలర్ సెకండ్ వన్ బ్లూ కలర్లో ఉంది కదా యూనిట్ 1 అని. అదే అదే. సో Ohm's law, Kirchhoff laws and problems. Okay, and mesh analysis and superposition theorem. That is half part of DC circuits. Unit 1. Unit 1 second part, this one. ఇంకా పైకి వెళ్ళండి ఫ్రమ్ 1 నుంచి పెట్టండి. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద general different terms with respect to unit 1 AC circuits. Okay, so I will share this one. Okay, last time also I shared, but you are unable to get, but I will inform them to share that notes. Okay, so among this which one is over? Okay, generation of alternating voltage not important. Importance of AC terminology are important. I remodified the syllabus, no need to worry, this is not a syllabus. Okay, the main topics we have to cover for the second part of first unit. I remodified, this is not a syllabus. Okay, so equation of alternating voltage and current. What is that equation? Vm sin omega t, Im sin omega t. And different forms of alternating voltage. Different form means Vm sin omega t or Vm sin theta. Okay, what is mean by theta? It is a phase angle. It is an angle. Okay, and phase different phase I will tell. Okay, values of alternating voltage and current. What are the values of alternating? What are the values? Instantaneous value, maximum value, average value, RMS value. Okay, the definitions, peak factor. Okay, values means different values of alternating quantity, and finding the average value, RMS value, form factor, peak factor. Okay, we obtained all four quantities. Yes, now same finding the average value, RMS value of two times వచ్చిందా, that is okay, that is IRMS or VRMS. We represent this VRMS, IRMS, IRMS by I average, same, replace V with I average is equal to 2Im by pi, V average is equal to 2 Vm by pi. There is no different, only replace V with I. Okay, same. Then this 10th, 11th, 12th, 13, 14, 15 will deal up to evening. Okay, so what is mean by if we apply AC voltage to the resistor, what happens? I will tell now. Okay, if we apply AC to the capacitor, what happens? If we apply AC to the inductor, what happens? Okay, I will explain now. Okay, right. Now with respect to resistor, with respect to inductor, with respect to capacitor, so these three elements are, we can say, okay, we can say basic elements of electrical engineering. Okay. Now, see, I will explain now this one by one and we'll complete this one by the evening. Last week, what you have done? Did you complete this topic? No, na? Right, right. Right. So now, uh, we'll learn about this one, sixth one. What is meant by phase? What is meant by phase difference? What is meant by phasor? And remaining this uh, 10, 11, 12 and problems 14, 15. So this half thing we will complete by today evening. Okay. Now, what is meant by phase? Sir, you display this. Atish and display. Run చేయండి. So, what is meant by phase? What is meant by phase difference? What is meant by phasor? Okay. So, phase is nothing but I will explain now. Okay, it is a sine wave plus minus 0 pi 2 pi. So, here it is pi by 2, it is 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. Okay. So, here we are having the maximum value Vm and you know RMS value and you know V average where we have to represent 70% RMS value and 63% is average value. Okay. That is nothing required. Now, here uh, what is meant by phase? What is meant by phase difference? If you know phase, then we are came to know about phase difference. Okay. So phase is nothing but, and we will define one more term also, power factor. Okay. Right. Now see what what is meant by phase. So phase is nothing but it is the distance of wave measured from a origin with respect to x-axis. Okay, what is meant by phase? For example, for this phase, this waveform, phase is 0. So how can you define now? Phase is nothing but it is the distance of wave with respect to x-axis. With respect to x-axis from origin. Okay. See, with respect to this, what is the distance between, for example, not only this wave, for example, I am drawing another wave. Okay. Now, see, you can better understand here. It is the distance of wave with respect to x-axis from the origin. See, from the origin where it is actually up to pi by 2, it is not getting any value. What is the value 0 to pi by 2? Negative value. We are not worrying about this. So the distance of the wave from the origin, how much distance it is making? Pi by 2 it is making. Pi by 2 it is making. Okay, distance of the waveform from the origin. Okay, with respect to x-axis, angle, omega t or theta. So phase is measured in angle or omega t. So here, what is the distance? No distance, 0. That is the definition of phase. Now phase difference means it is the difference of phases of two waveforms. Phase difference means it is the difference of phases of two waveforms. Okay, for example, see here I am having one waveform and I am drawing another waveform. Okay, here it is starting here it is starting. It is waveform 1. Okay, it is another waveform. It is starting here. It is starting here. It is starting here. Okay, what is the phase of the first waveform? This is first waveform. This is second waveform. Okay, what is the phase of first waveform? 0 degrees. Phase of second waveform? Second waveform. For example, you can take it is a pi by 2. It is pi. Yes, sine wave. Sine wave, it is 0 to pi only, na? Here it is starting at pi by 2. Okay, what is the phase of this one? Pi by 2. Phase of second waveform is how much? Pi by 2. Phase of first waveform is how much? 0. So phase difference is nothing but difference of phases of two waveforms. It is a comparison of phases. So you may write pi by 2 pi of 2 minus pi of 1, that is equal to pi by 2 minus 0. So what is the phase difference of these two waveforms now? Pi by 2. The phase difference between the two waveforms, phase difference with respect to two waveforms is nothing but pi by 2. Is nothing but phase difference. So we can measure the phase difference with respect to not single waveform. You have to compare one waveform with respect to other waveform. Okay, right? For example, third wave is there. Third wave. It is a third wave. Okay. So what is the phase difference between first waveform and third waveform? What is the phase difference between first waveform and third waveform? Pi 3 minus pi 1. Okay. What is the pi 3 here? Pi minus 0. Pi. What is the phase difference between third waveform and second waveform? Third waveform is pi. Second waveform is pi by 2. How much it is? Pi by 2. So phase difference means always we will measure this phase difference with respect to two waveforms. What is the phase of first waveform? What is the phase of another waveform? You can take a 1 minus 2 or 2 minus 1. Okay, nothing will happen. You can write here minus also, no need to worry. Minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2. You can write here 0 minus pi by 2 also you can write nothing. Okay, r you can write 0 minus pi by 2 also. Okay, you can write r minus pi by 2 also. No need to worry. Okay, no need to get confused. Maybe you remove from a second waveform to first waveform or first waveform to second waveform. Pi by 2 minus 0 or 0 minus pi by 2. Lunch? 1 minute. Only one definition we are having. Okay. So pi by 2 or pi minus pi by 2 both are equal. No need to worry. Here also you can write here 0 minus pi also minus pi. Here you can write minus pi by 2. Okay. Plus pi by 2 minus pi also. You can write minus pi by 2 also. No need to worry for this. So this is about phase difference. One more definition. Wait. One more definition, 1 minute. One more definition.
రేపు బుక్స్ సర్దమని చెప్పారు ఎవరన్నా మీకు? ఎవడరా లేకున్నాడు? నాటకాలుగా ఉన్నాయంటే బాయ్స్ అందరు ఇక్కడే ఉంటారు, పిచ్చారంట నాకు. జోక్ కాదు రే, నిజంగానే అంటున్నాం. లేకుండా ఎవడంది? ఒకడి కోసం అందరు ఉండిపోతారు, మీ ఇష్టం.
See, what is the definition of power factor? It is very, very important. Factor of alternating quantity. What is the definition? Cosine of angle between voltage wave and voltage wave or voltage quantity and current wave, or you can write voltage wave or voltage value also. Okay, current wave or current. What is the power factor? What is the meaning of power factor? Power factor can be defined as the cosine of angle between voltage and current. Cosine of angle between current and voltage. Okay, so that can be represented as cos pi. Power factor. Power factor is equal to cos pi. How can you get this pi value now? Pi value. Pi is nothing but angle. Yes, pi is nothing but angle. How can you get this angle? Angle between voltage and current. Okay. How the waveform is making with respect to voltage wave and current wave. Yes, that is nothing but phase difference. What is the angle between voltage and current is nothing but pi. Okay, cos pi. So pi is nothing but phase here, not theta. Phase. This pi is nothing but phase. Okay, right. Now you may go to lunch, sir. Lunch, madam. You can go to lunch.
బాయ్స్ ఇక్కడే ఉండండి, గర్ల్స్ వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు.
After this, we'll continue.
ఎవడో చెప్తే త్వరగా వెళ్ళిపోతారు మీరే. రే లగమన్నానా? అరిసింది ఎవడు? హీరో వెళ్ళిపోండిరా. కూర్చోండి, ఫస్ట్ గర్ల్స్ని వెళ్ళివ్వండి. ఏ తొందర ఏముంది మీకు? ఎవరైనా వెయిటింగా? కూర్చో. ఇటు సైడ్ ఎవడు వెళ్ళడరా? ఆ అరిసినోడు లేచేదాకా ఇటు సైడ్ ఎవడు వెళ్ళడు. నాన్న అటు నుంచే వచ్చింది వాయిస్. ఆడెవడో చెప్తే మీరు వెళ్ళిపోతారు. నో కాంప్రమైజ్. ఆడి మీద జాలి పెడితే మీ మీద ఎవడు జాలి పడ్డా. రే బ్లాక్ షర్ట్, ఫోన్ మాట్లాడుతున్నా, కూర్చో. చెప్తుంటే మీకే వినపడట్లేదా? అరిసింది ఎవడో నుంచుంటే ఆడొక్కడుండి మిగతా వాళ్ళు వెళ్ళిపోతారు, లేదంటే అందరు ఇక్కడే ఉంటారు. గ్రీన్ షర్ట్ ఫోన్ ఆపమ్మా. రే గ్రీన్ షర్ట్ ఫోన్ ఆపు. ఈ ఫోటో తీసి ఆర్కే సార్కి పెట్టాను అనుకో, అందరికి ఉంటుంది. సార్ డిసిప్లిన్ మెయింటైన్ చేయట్లేదు హాల్లో అని చెప్పి. వీళ్ళందరూ ఒకడి గురించి అందరూ బాధపడాలి. ఆ ఒక్కడు అరిసినవాడు ఎవడో లెగిస్తే పక్కన వాళ్ళకి తెలుసు ఎవడు అరిసాడు అనేది. ఇక్కడే ఉంటారు. వాడిని ఏం అన్నాం, ఫస్ట్ వాడిని లేపండి. వాడంతా వాడు లెగిస్తే ఇంకా బాగుంటుంది. ఇటు సైడ్ నుంచే వచ్చింది, అందుకే వీళ్ళ బట్టికే ఉంచాను, మిగతా వాళ్ళని పంపించేసింది అందుకే. నిన్న నైట్ అరుచుకున్నారు, అప్పుడు ఎవడైనా ఆపాడా? డాన్స్లు వేసుకున్నారు, అప్పుడు ఎవడైనా ఆపాడా? హాస్టల్స్ తెలుసు కదా, వదిలేసే చోట వదిలేస్తారు. ఎక్కడ ఎలా బిహేవ్ చేయాలో తెలుసుకోండి ఫస్ట్. మధ్యాహ్నం ఎవరైనా అరిచారనుకో ఇంకెళ్ళరు, డైరెక్ట్ ఏఆర్కే సార్ దగ్గరికి తీసుకెళ్తా బ్యాచ్ మొత్తాన్ని. లెగవండి, ఎవడో వినపడట్లేదా మీకు? అర్థం కావట్లేదా? లేకపోతే ఉర్దూలో ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేయమని చేసి చెప్పాలా మీకు? తెలుగు రాదా? ఏరా ఎవరు అరవలేదా? మీరు వినలేదా అరిచింది ఎవరు? మధ్యాహ్నం ఎవరైనా అరవాలరా, అప్పుడు ఉంటది.